y'all, it's Heather and I have the new Adept palette. I'm so excited for this one. Let's jump into it. I absolutely love Adept. This is their new VIVETTE palette. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but I believe it's alive or life in Latin. Look at this gorgeous packaging. You have to see this lace, sequin, sparkle, luxe type of vibe packaging. And then when I saw the inside, I thought that is very unexpected. And I'm just like, okay, what do we have going on? What are some looks I can put together? Because that's always what I think about with palettes. There's like so much variation in the mattes, but then when I looked at it, really looked at it, I was like, oh, look at this neutral quad. I'm trying to cover it up so that y'all can see, like that neutral quad right there, just those 4 shades. And then look at, if you do it like this, look at those 4 shades, so pretty. Or what I really think is the thought behind the palette, for me at least, like what I would be thinking is duos. And that's how we're gonna do our eye swatches. The shades and the columns pair so well together, and it's like a duo, but in a palette form. That's how it's going in my mind. I think this is really cool, really interesting. This palette is going to be launching soon. I will put the launch information down in the description box. I do have an affiliated code with Adept. It is Heather. If you're ever shopping their site and you wanna save, you can use that code. Along with the palette launch, they're gonna do a bundle where you get 2 of their lip glosses. Now I do have a lipstick on underneath, but I'm wearing both of these glosses on top. These glosses are super sparkly, super gorgeous. I need more. You see this? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I'm buying the rest of the shades. We have 2 shades that come in the bundle. So again, you can buy the palette separately or you can buy the lip glosses in a bundle. The lip glosses are also available individually, and I really like this kind of like glass packaging. It feels very luxe. These are super comfortable, and I saw that Adept said you could even wear these overnight as a lip mask if you want to. If you've ever ordered from Adept before, you know they package their stuff really, really secure. So they have changed up their packaging though. It's not black anymore. We have this cool like cardboard look, and it says that it's easier to recycle. So we love that. The palette sits down in here. It comes nice and secure. Of course, I'm wearing this today. I will show you the look, but you're gonna see in the eye swatches and stuff like how easy to use this palette is and how you can pair these shades together. It is time for our swatches and I am so excited. I love swatching. I love doing live swatches. I love doing eye swatches. I am going to be mixing up the base that I use, so y'all will see me use different eyeshadow primers. We're going to swatch on my hand. That's just going to be on my bare skin, and then we'll apply on my eyes. I'll use an eyeshadow primer. We'll do fingers. We'll do brushes. We'll switch up our techniques so that you can really see how these shadows apply no matter what your preference is. For our swatches, we're going to kind of go up and down in the palette in these columns, and we're going to start with this top shade right here. I'm just going to go in with my finger and we'll see how this swatches. This is on my bare hand, no primer, nothing like that. Super pretty. Okay, so that is a shifty shadow. I can see like the sparkle there. I can see the shift. We're gonna put it on the eyes, and then I'll make sure that you can see what I mean when I say the shift. I'm just gonna swipe this shade on with my finger so that we can see how it applies. Very pigmented, exactly like what I expect from this type of shadow from Adept. This shadow has a lot of shine. It's very pretty. It has a lot of pigment, but it's also very smooth, which I like. So if you're worried about shadows that have like a lot of texture, this could be one that you really, really like. Now, I do have some fine lines in my eyes. I do have some texture on my lids. I am a person. I am not an AI generated image. So if you see, like those are just lines in my eyes, but this shadow is so smooth. And then look at it there on my hand. That's really, really a beautiful color. Now here it is in the low light. I wanted you to really be able to see kind of that sparkle. It's really fine, but you can kind of see how that catches the light. This shifty shade is super beautiful, super smooth, but I think it would be really pretty paired with this matte color right here. This kind of like light gray type of concrete color. So I'll swatch that on my hand. Here we have it on my bare skin. Right there. A very light color, very soft. We're gonna put that pretty gray concrete neutral color right here on this eye. So there it is, applied with my finger. I always like using a brush with mattes. I really like using a brush with all my shadows, so that's what we're gonna do. Here is how our gray matte is looking. When I have light shades like this, I start by like tapping them on my shadow because I do have a skin tone that is deeper than this color. So I like to kind of pack it on first, and then I'll go through and I lightly blend just like this so that I can get that color payoff and not have like just this kind of wash of color, because I want that color to be there. This type of shade is not going to blend seamlessly into my skin because it is more of that cool tone. So I like to really pack so that I have that definition. Here we have these two colors, ones that are in the very first column. I think they would work really well together. There is this shade on my eye and next to my hand. And then of course I want to show you what they look like on the pan versus my eyes. Now let's do ink, this dark black shade. I'm intrigued to see how this is gonna apply. We'll put it here. Oh, okay, I'm impressed. Typically black shades don't like swatch the smoothest. So I was kind of thinking it was gonna be like, "Rah," and not move anywhere and just kind of be stuck, but the swatch is promising. So let me make sure I don't have any creases in my primer, and we will tap that on. Again, it's gonna do even better with the brush, but look at that. Look at that with the finger, okay. I'm pressing this on to get that pigment there, but what I'm finding is this is one of those black shadows that is better for blending rather than for packing on and getting intense black. You see, I can do that for sure. You just have to really, really pack, whereas some black shadows are great for like being intense and going on, and they don't blend amazingly. This one is more of the black shadows that blend really well. So if you like to use your black shadows to kind of like deepen up the outer corner, or maybe to like add to a shade to mix and make it a little deeper, or you know, you like to like go over your liner and kind of smudge and buff, that is gonna be a really, really good like technique to use with this black shadow, because I feel like this one's gonna blend way easier, and it is like even just here it blends more so than it is saturated going on. I hope I am making I hope I'm making myself clear. If you're thinking that this is gonna be a black that's very hard to blend, it's not. It's leaning itself like way towards blending. If you were looking for something that you were gonna pack on like this, I would say this is probably not the best black for that. You get me, right? You get me, you get me. Here's the black in the palette. Here's the black on my eye. Now, I'm very excited to swatch this shade right here. I'm gonna put that there. That is so pretty. I don't even wanna talk about it. Like, I wanna talk about it, but I don't. I mean, you can see the shift right away. Like, don't play. Stop. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna have to show you, like, I'm gonna have to show you the shift, because I thought it was shifting and then it's shifting more. I want to see this shade on my eye. Oh my gosh. Yay. Like this is stunning. Okay, like look, I don't even need to pick up anymore. Let me show you, like let me swatch. Hold on, where's our black? Okay, look how that kind of transforms over top of the black base. I think those are gonna be so pretty together. That's why I say, like, I see the palette in like almost like duos, because they're just gonna lend themselves to that very beautiful, simple but impactful type of look, in my opinion. Look at this. Stop. Yum. Here is the shadow in the low light. You can really see that sparkle and how it reflects. Maybe you're going to a candlelight dinner or something. I don't know. I don't know your life. It's just pretty. Next, we're gonna swatch this shade and this one. This beautiful, like, multi-chrome and the shimmer, like, shadow thing. And then we'll swatch the green. But let's put this shadow maybe, where should we put it? Like, should I try on the palm of my hand? I never really do that, but I think it can be really good for these types of shadows. Like that is a very reflective shadow. That's super pretty. Check out how it looks in the mirror. You can definitely see that shift. It's like mermaid-esque, right? So pretty and fun and cool. Let's pop that on right there. See, finger application is possible. It's not the easiest for me just because my eyes are so deep set. But hello, shine. That is so reflective, right? Oh, that's, like that's delicious. Okay, here it is in the pan, and then there it is on my eyes, and our cool little swatch. And then here we've got it in the low light, so you can really see that sparkle. That's super cool. Like, it just kind of shimmers and shines and grabs the light, and yeah. I'll never get enough. Like, I'll never get enough sparkle. Like, even when I have more, I want more. Like, more is more. You'll know this. I can't help myself. Like, it's just so pretty. Okay, it's time for this matte green, like a Kelly green. I love green shadow. It's my favorite. Let's put that one right here. That's beautiful. Okay. That is really, really a vibrant green. Like, even on my skin tone, like that's showing up so vibrant, which makes me really hopeful for my eye. So of course we will start with it on the eye. I'm going to make sure I don't have any creases. I'm going to just pop that on. And that, like, that is so pigmented. Oh, that makes me happy. Again, with this vibrant shade, I'm gonna pack. That's what I do when I want mattes to show up like this. Whereas in the crease, I might go in and just start blending, you know? I want to really show you the true color of the shadow though, so I will blend, of course, but down here on the lid, I wanna start by kind of packing the color, and then I'll go in and blend a little bit to make sure that it's like kind of even and smooth. And I did have a little crease in my eyeshadow primer. That is totally okay, but look at how that blends like very nicely. I'm not gonna spend too much time blending. I just wanna see, can I blend so that you can know how these shadows perform. So, I mean, that's a vibrant shade. Like, that is a vibrant shade. There it is again in the palette on my eye. Yeah, and these two would be stunning together, like stunning. Even just this all over the lid, but use this green like on the lower lash line as a little bit of liner. Oh, that would be so cool. It's time for this really pretty vibrant shade. I'm excited. It's like this red, but corally type of red. So maybe we'll put that here. That's pigmented. Okay, that's very promising how pigmented it is. Okay, let me pick it up on my finger. Let me make sure I have no creases. Let's put that right there. I mean, pigment. We love to see it. We really do. And look, I'm kind of able to like blend a little bit with my finger too. Ah, but you know I'm grabbing a brush. You cannot tell me that that is not beautiful. It is beautiful. I love that. And I've recently talked about in a video, I forget which one, but about like reds around your eyes or pinks or shades like this. The thing you want to do is really just go there. Go for it if you don't want to have that look where you feel like maybe you look sickly, which I think that can look really cool too. But I get if that's not what you're going for, that's not what you're going for. And what you want to do is pack them like this. Like, make sure it is there. It is vibrant. It is distinct. And do a liner in your waterline. Do something like to contrast that. Don't do a pink or a red unless you're going for that type of look, which again is beautiful. But if you want to have this and have something maybe a little more toned down and make it like apparent that it's a shadow, definitely do like a brown liner or like a white or something to kind of ground the look together. But make sure that you are really letting that shadow be a shadow. And that makes me so happy that I can like pack with this, and then it's also blending. So there it is on my hand. You can see in the pan right here. But next step, we have another shade. We have this shade underneath it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let's just put it right there. Okay. Hello. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's not this. Oh, I like it. The shift in the shade is really beautiful, really fun, and it's very like ethereal. I really love like wearing multi-chromes, things like this as I go about my day, as it hits different lighting. It's transformative. We're gonna pop that on with my finger right there. Isn't that so pretty? Let me just grab my little brush and kind of smooth that right there. Wow. I mean, that's cute. Okay, let's do the shade over top of that red coral. Look at that. Like, it looks so different when we kind of mix those together, right? Like there to my eyes, like that's really cool. Okay, I'm feeling it. And then there is kind of catching the light. Really pretty. We're gonna swatch this column right here. We're gonna start with this very pretty shade. It looks like there's a lot of beautiful like sparkle to it. Let's do another one maybe here on my hand. That's really, really beautiful. That's like a neutrally type of color. Okay, I'm really into it. I am really into that. I like how so many of these like shimmer, multi-chrome, sparkly type shades that we've been using have like this almost neutral-esque lean to them, because you can pair them with neutral mattes. You can wear them on your own like I'm doing, just like one shadow, throw on mascara and go. Or you can pair them with colorful shades, and you can really like have some variety to your looks. That's I lost my words for a second. That's really pretty, right? Like, look how it catches and how the light like hits that sparkle. Like, Adept, they did not come to play, they came to win, okay? Like, wow. Now we've got this pretty like cool toned pinky purple shade. I'm going to just tap that right there. Oh my gosh. That, like, do I even need a brush? Is it me? Am I getting better at applying shadows with my finger? Is it the shadow? You know what? I did not finger swatch first. Maybe that's, wow, okay. Like, look at that though on the eyes. Wow, okay. Let me finger swatch. I'm doing things out of order. Let's put it here. Look at that, look at that. This and that red coral shade, that's gonna be beautiful together. I mean, there's no reason for me to even blend that with a brush, because there's no reason for me to even blend that, because like you can see, it went on, it blends, it's beautiful. We've got the last two shades right here. Let's start with this beautiful, beautiful blue. Pick that up and we'll, I should have gone to my other hand, but here, maybe we can put it, we'll put it kind of right here on my wrist. Wow. That is a pigmented blue. Okay, let's get it on my eye. Let's see. Oh yeah, I am appreciating that. If you see a little sparkle in it, it's because at this stage in the eye swatch game, I'm just, you know, not able to keep the sparkle from traveling a little bit. Got a brush, gonna pack it on first. Look at that. I'm trying to kind of shear it out here to see how it blends, and it will definitely do it. Yes, it will. Oh, we love it. We love to see it. Let's do our last shadow now. Here. You already know. I'm gonna say that is shiny and reflective and stunning. We'll try to do it right here on the eye. That's really, really pretty. It's got a cool texture to it. It feels really cool, like, and then how it's going on the eye. I really like this metallic shadow. I think metallic shadows are so underrated. This shadow does not have a shift, but I wanted you to see how it catches the light. Both of these look really beautiful. Now we are going to jump into some comparisons. I am going to be doing that on a different day because this is my nephew's birthday and it's his party. So I'm gonna be rushing out the door, but I'm excited. We still have comparisons in the tutorial to do, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this palette, but I'm gonna whip up an eye look and we'll do comparisons. Jumping into the comparisons, I do want to show you this palette all swatched out so that you can see how it swatches all together. I know you saw the live swatches, I know you saw them on my eyes, but I do think it's helpful to see it all together, to see the shifty shades and the sparkle, and really make sure that you get to see all the shades so that if you're planning to purchase this palette, or if you just want to shop your stash, you really know what to reach for, you really know what you're getting. I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy with this. Y'all know I love Adept. As we do the comparisons, I do want to tell you or remind you that Adept palettes are always magnetic. So you just get a little magnet, you put it over the shadow. Say you don't want to use this blue, you want to swap it out with another Adept palette. It has the name printed on the back, so you don't have to guess what shade it was. And you just take that out and you pop in and then another Adept single, like, or another Adept shade from the palette, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to put mine back in there because I like to keep my palettes together. Here is VIVETTE, and I thought I would compare it to my palette. Look, there she is, my baby. This is the Heather Austin palette. This palette launched like 2.5 years ago. Adept did bring it back this year though, and I will link that video for you in the cards because I love her. But let me show you these palettes because I thought maybe the comparison here would be helpful. Now looking at these palettes side by side, they definitely are different. Let me point out like why I wanted to compare these though. If you see, like, they both have a green shade, so they're very different. I'm gonna try to put those more side by side for you so that you can kind of see, like, yeah, I have like my murky greens over here and dark greens. This is a vibrant Kelly green. None of the shimmers are really comparable though. Like, I don't really have any gray or anything like that pink in my palette, so definitely different. I also pulled my Legend of Ardra palette. These are both limited edition palettes. I don't see any repeat shades, not in the shimmers, not at all, not in the way they shift, not in the pinky mattes, but I did want to pull it so that you could see that I think these two would actually work really beautiful together. Like, the mattes would pair really, really well, but the hot pink in Legend of Ardra is definitely different than the new pink that we have over here, like this more cool tone, murky, lighter shade. Here it is next to Cyborg Choir, this really fun palette. You can see, if you were thinking, oh, I already have a black in that, they are different. This one over here in the Cyborg Choir is like a more of a charcoal color, whereas the newer palette definitely has the deeper black. No other repeating shades. I mean, the blue over here is more bluey purple, definitely different over here. I mean, they would of course pair beautifully together, but they're not the same by any means at all. I don't see any crossover with Flying Fiddles at all, but I wanted to show you these just in case you were like, you know, I'm really interested in the brand, but I want something a little more neutrally. That's Flying Fiddles for Adept. There is that blue shade. Of course, it's way deeper and more saturated than the blue over here in our new palette. I really think that some of these like shimmer shades in the new palette would be beautiful with some of these mattes over here if you want to do some really like full glam neutral looks. This is the Amy Loves palette. I absolutely love Amy. We actually did a collab video together where we both both created looks using both of our palettes, and you can see like that there's no repeating shades. That kind of gray cement color would be really beautiful with some of the shades in Amy's palette, but it's not repetitive at all. It's hard to show when these palettes are so shiny in the background. I mean, the pinks, like they aren't repeated, like there's no dupe shades, nothing like that. So I thought it would just be helpful to see them all side by side. Last but not least, here it is next to Cimmerian Sunset. Both of these palettes are beautiful. I don't see any repetitive shades whatsoever, but I know it can be helpful sometimes just to see them side by side if you're curious about anything. So loving my Adept collection. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of these beautiful palettes side by side, and just kind of looking in case you were thinking about shopping your stash or anything like that. Jumping into the tutorial, I really wanted to show you how you could buff out and blend this black shade, how you could pack it on like I'm going to in the outer corner, but also blend it in the crease and then buff it out with another shade. Of course, I wanted to use super sparkly shades, everything for that eye look, but I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. I really like it. I love Adept shadows. Of course I do. They're one of my favorite brands. That's why I worked with them to collab on my palette. That's why I've been a customer and an affiliate with the brand for so long. I just think they make really high quality products. I think they make interesting color stories. They do things that are different. Their formulas and their textures are special and unique. I have always thought so, and I just really like this look. It's a little bit muted but deep, a little sultry but fun. It's kind of like all of those things rolled into one. So I am totally feeling the vibes of my look. I hope that you liked it. I hope you liked the eye swatches. I love doing these eye swatches. I think it's so fun. I love being able to test all the shades and really tell you my thoughts on things. So if you love these types of videos, you want to stick around because I have more coming. Like I have more coming. I have more new makeup coming. I absolutely love indie makeup, but let me know down in the comments, like what shade was your favorite? Are you going to shop your stash? Are you going to pick this up? I would love to hear from you.